In a matter of hours, President Trump's ultimatum to Iran is set to expire. The threat: the US military will destroy energy facilities and bridges across the nation. But can such a massive strike truly be carried out? Experts fear devastating consequences for Iran's civilian population. Despite years of stringent international sanctions, Iran boasts a comparatively well-developed and modern infrastructure, largely state-organized and expanded with Chinese assistance. This vast country, home to 90 million people, connects major cities like Tehran, Isfahan, and Mashhad. While urban areas have highways and subways, rural infrastructure is thinner. The railway network is expanding. Air travel suffers due to sanctions and aging aircraft. As a major oil and gas producer, Iran operates a dense network of power plants, including large gas facilities like Damawand near Tehran and numerous dams. These are vital for supply but also represent sensitive targets. Last week, President Trump had already threatened to return Iranians to the Stone Age. This sparked widespread outrage, even among government opponents. As the deadline nears, worry and bewilderment prevail. Behzad, a taxi driver, now lives in daily fear. His initial optimism about the political leadership's weakening has given way to disillusionment with President Trump. He fears bridges so much he takes detours of 100 kilometers. Mostafa, a 70-year-old pensioner, says, "We are grateful to President Trump for wanting to overthrow the regime, but currently it is affecting us instead. He has turned us into refugees in our own country." A retired teacher from the capital has left the city, fearing bombs and rockets, now the high prices, and starting tomorrow, no electricity or water. Humanitarian international law demands a clear distinction between civilian and military targets. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres' spokesperson stated that even if civilian infrastructure has military utility, attacks are forbidden if excessive harm to civilians is expected. For example, while bridges might carry troops, the expected military advantage must be proportionate to civilian harm. An attack on a power plant like Damawand would have predictably severe consequences for civilians. If President Trump's threats are genuinely meant as drastically as formulated, he would be openly threatening war crimes. Military experts note that while Russia failed to fully black out Ukraine, Iran's situation differs. Iranian forces have largely lost air superiority, making them vulnerable to combined US and Israeli dominance, despite their capacity for counterattacks. Large-scale attacks require precise intelligence on high-value targets. However, energy expert Joseph Webster of the US think tank, the Atlantic Council, believes attacks on Iran's energy and water infrastructure would have only minor military effects. The military relies on stored diesel, not the national power grid, meaning the Iranian armed forces will almost certainly continue to have ample access to diesel and be able to continue fighting. Danny Citrinowicz, an Iran expert, wrote that severe attacks would not bring about surrender. Instead, they would provoke retaliation, strengthen Iranian leadership, and escalate regional tensions. He called the assumption that pressure alone can break Tehran wishful thinking. In retaliation, Iran could target desalination plants in the Gulf states, jeopardizing water for millions. These countries like Qatar and Bahrain rely on such plants for over 90% of their drinking water. Oil and gas facilities are also potential targets, along with technology and data centers. As President Trump's ultimatum looms, the world watches the potential for immense human cost and catastrophic regional escalation. The threats hover not just over Iran's infrastructure, but over the very lives and stability of millions. What's your take on Iran Ultimatum, US threats, civilian fears, War crime warnings. Share your view in the comments. Do you think this will matter in the next news cycle? This video was generated using artificial intelligence.